Hi everyone, I'm Jeeten, and this is my presentation on Hinduism and the structure of Hindu society related to Tagore's conclusion. And moving towards the presentation, it was really difficult, first of all, for me to short down all the information that I've collected. And I came up with this much of information for one of my sources, and let's start. So, Hinduism is believed to have started around 1500 BC by the Aryans, who were the nature worshipper. But people have argued their faith always existed. Hindu Hindu god and goddesses are everywhere in India, hidden in gorgeous temple and small wayside shrines. Today, Hindu communities are found all over the world. Hinduism is described as Sanatana Dharma, the eternal tradition or religion. Hindus come to seek guidance through gurus, Brahmin, and recite Vedic mantras, which is prayers for their own sake to keep divine revelation alive. They also carry out rites to sustain the world and to maintain the relationship between humanity and God. And this is going to be surprising because Hinduism has over 33 million gods, but they only praise one of the god most, and his name is Brahmin, which is a creator. They also worship other gods, but those other gods were sent by Brahmin, the universal god, so that people can learn about the universe and also about him and the other gods. So the other gods' names are Vishnu, which is the preserver, Shiva, destroyer, Saraswati, Lakshmi, Parvati, and Ganesh. So on my second source, I have Murray Miller's book, which talks about more about Hindu society and Varnas and caste inside the Hindu society. So Varnas is social class and can be categorized as Brahmin or Brahma, Kshatri, Vaishya, and Sudra. So those are the four social classes. So this was hierarchically categorized. The first three classes were twice born, with especially boys being wearing a sacred thread in a ceremony, and they also had an entitled to study the holy book. The Indian caste system is called Jati. So Jati is a system of social division organized according to relative purity, with Brahmin at one extreme and Sudra, low caste, as untouchable people. So yeah, there is high class and low caste caste in the religion. So people in India acquire caste status. Same caste generally marry to same caste. Earlier times, like people used to like create those castes to divide the work in a group wise to organize it according to their caste. And this was changed with India's constitution, which outlawed the untouchability in 1950. Caste system and Hindu systems of structuring inequality to maintain their boundaries and identities. That didn't make sense. Okay, so if someone enters into a village and let's say pretends to be a higher caste, then their status must be treated with suspicion by the villagers, and in order to find if that's true, they are asked for all the knowledge, and all the behaviors must be performed, which is required in order for them to like prove they are entitled to a certain caste. So moving to Tagore's conclusion, first of all, the conclusion talks about how Apurva, the son who has just passed his BA education in Calcutta, chooses his own bride instead of his mother's choice. His mother has an expectation of his wife. Her name is Mrinmai. a rebellious mad woman, but she is not a good housewife. The marriage starts rocky and comes to an end once Mrinmai realizes she loves her husband. So basically, in this story, Hinduism relates when a Purva goes opposite on the religion, when he, instead of being a dutiful son to his wise mother, he chooses Mrinmai despite his mother saying, with so many girls to choose from, why had he brought home this bone burning good for nothing, as he talks about that. And cultural practices are undermined by Apurva's formal British education. So it is assumed if he didn't have the education, he wouldn't be a dutiful. He would be a dutiful son to his mother on his marriage. Mrinmai's agitation seems to lack seems due to lack of a proper upbringing because of her father slob and with no strict discipline. So it looks like it's hard to readjust in a religious society once you have a formal education. It looks like the norms and the values changes with education. So that was the Tagore's conclusion relating with two of my sources, how education has impacted the religious practices and beliefs, and that has been portrayed in this story, the conclusion. So this is the map of India, and this was dated in 1947, and this gives you a brief view of the caste. So if you look here, we have a ton of Hindu majority during that time period, and the religion was pretty high up over there at that time, and still now. So I'll take you to my video before I take you to my citation. So the video here, it talks about the Indian caste society.
Already existed on the Ganges in the first millennium BC. But the very earliest great Indian civilization was that of Harappa in the Indus Valley, the antecedents of which dated back to the 7th millennium BC. In the Indus Valley, in today's Pakistan, lay the third great cradle, along with Egypt and Mesopotamia, of human civilization. It flourished from the 3rd to the 2nd millennia BC. Stone seals have survived from that time, but their meaning has not been fully deciphered. All we know is that the cities of this highly advanced Indus Valley civilization were destroyed around 1750 BC. We do not know why. What followed the fall of that earliest Indian civilization, from around 1700 to 1200 BC, was the incursion of peoples originally nomadic, probably from southern Central Asia. They were part of the Indo-European family of languages and called themselves the Arya, the noble ones.
So as you can see, it talks more about how it started and who brought it in. And then moving back to my slides, so let's go to the last page. So yeah, that was all, and this is my works cited page. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can always put the question in the discussion, since we don't have any more face-to-face classes. And yeah, I hope you all will be safe, and yeah, practice safe measures to avoid any kind of coronavirus outbreak, and have a good one.